especially like what you were saying about expectations. I tell everybody that because with the way that our society is, we look at things, we think things are supposed to go a certain way,
exactly,
and then
and
when they don't, your feelings is all hurt.
Exactly.
And here's the thing: in Islam, we're taught to be content with whatever Allah gives you. So there's a saying in Islam that goes, Alhamdulillah wa ala kulli hal, which means all praise due to Allah, no matter what my state is, right? But if you actually think of, that's what He's telling you: be content with whatever I gave you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just because we don't control this stuff, and the thing is, that goes right back to what you were saying about thinking that, all right, if I have this role and he has this role, then everything should come out this way.
Right.
But then when it don't go out that way, then everybody's upset.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
And
but most married people with couples that tell you like that stuff ain't real. Like television and all this expectations of marriage.
Yeah.
The woman and the man, that stuff.
It's not real. Yeah. It's not. No, it's definitely.
But that's why, like, I applaud you and what you do, because it's like, where are the examples of people that have been married, African Americans that have been married long periods of time? You know, you see people, every other person is this wifey, this bae, this, you know what I mean? People don't really see it, or we see it and we don't realize, you know what I mean? So it's like, I think it's just I don't know where the breakdown in our family structure came, and you know, I didn't have any expectations. I just knew when I was marrying Mukman, like, I was ready, because I was at 100%. You know what I mean? Or as close to 100 that I could be. And his expectations, like, when I was like, well, what do you want? He's like, oh, you just gotta pray. And I was just like, well, that's it. You know, it was like, he didn't say, oh, you're gonna have to cook for me, you're gonna have to, none of that. He just was like, you just gotta pray. And I just was like, well, wow.
But see, y'all were older when you got married, right?
Yeah, because
that's the thing.
I was not. That my situation wasn't the same, because I've been married 22 years now, and you know, part of that was me, because I got pregnant before I was married, and I thought, okay, I'm pregnant with your child, we're going to get married. That was my expectation. That's what I thought was supposed to happen. So a lot of my learning and everything happened in the midst of the marriage. And just growing to understand who an individual, like learning to divide the difference between the expectations of women as a whole, because you're hearing the voice of a lot of women in your head about, if he does that, this is how you need to respond to that. So you might be responding in a way that has nothing to do with you as an individual. Like,
you just don't want to look stupid.
You don't want to look stupid, or you. But see, there's a lot of judgment. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes and in the minds of people that isn't being expressed and talked about.
And it might not be how you actually really feel.
I found out that most of what I was feeling wasn't how I actually felt, until I knew that, oh my goodness, there's a difference between what I think about this and what I'm carrying in my psyche about what society would say or do or think. And when I started to let go of that, then I was able to have a relationship with the individual. You know what I mean? And that's still a process.
I'm going to show you, right? In this barbershop, we have an ongoing discussion just with men, on the men's side, about what you would do if it was two of them. If your wife cheated on you, or your girlfriend cheated on you, or if your wife came to you and said, I want to have an open relationship. And we have this talk. Sometimes I record it, sometimes I don't. But everybody always says, oh man, I ain't doing that, I'm gonna cut that bitch off. They all do the same thing, right? Until it happens to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then when it happens, and you actually love a person, and then you have to actually like, well, damn, she made a mistake, or is that mistake gonna happen? Can I easily just cut this person off that I've been with? It ain't that easy. Like especially when you grow up and you get older, you start being more empathetic to people, especially because you want them to show you the empathy.
Well, also, and it's a space of allowing, but again, that comes with releasing fear, which comes with having more of a trust in yourself. But it's a space of allowing an individual to expand and grow as they are going to. So a lot of times people in a relationship might see the other doing something different, expanding, growing, and you want to pull them back.
Yeah.
And the bottom line is it's not going to work.
Don't
because
work that way.
ultimately it's just like a job. You're going to end up, that person's going to quit because they're not allowed to be who they are as an individual. But I was going to go back to, I feel like a lot of discussion of this level should be being had prior to even getting married.
Yeah.
Because we have this thought about you got to get married, first of all. You got to get married at this age. If you're not married with kids, I mean, my first several clients were women who were trying to undo the damage, the hate that they were causing within themselves because they weren't married by a certain age with children. They were single women. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, what is going on? But their lifestyle or who they were around, the judgment of the women around them was causing them to feel a level of hatred for themselves because they weren't meeting this expectation. And here we go again with the expectation. And it's like, we gotta have more, we gotta allow, but we're only gonna do that if we trust ourselves. But we gotta allow more open conversation because the bottom line is you are going to find out in that relationship. So if you don't do it before, it's gonna come out later anyway. Like you can't change anybody. You can only change yourself. So, and a lot of times we enter into these relationships and we have not had a relationship with ourselves. And that's on both sides. I'm not just talking about
You know what the therapist used to tell me? Because a lot of my stuff I was messed up because I messed up mad relationships, right? But the therapist used to tell me, you got to forgive yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I forgive you. And then when something happens,
They bring it back up, yeah.
That's not.
And what happened? That's what was messing me up even more.
Gotcha.
Because you keep bringing this crap back up.
In the bar, you was jumping over it.
Right.
And you just kept bringing it out, hurdle after hurdle. I'm like, yo, come on, man, when is this
They
gonna stop?
don't have closure.
Yeah.
That's why they bring it back.
Yeah.
But I think with women, because even like I had to learn this. I used to be like, men don't have feelings. You know what
No,
I mean?
I got mad
I'm
feelings.
telling you, like I'll be like,
Y'all got more feelings than us.
my brother told me that. He was like, yo, you think like a dude. I was like, what? And he was like, yo, you think like a dude. And I was just like, huh? And he was like, you thinking about it all wrong.
Most men, I think, don't make decisions with their feelings.
Right.
Yeah,
The weak
They don't express. But
yeah.
like they don't got.
I do know the
I'll tell you
difference,
that.
but I'm saying like I would probably say anything, do anything, and just expect a person to take it. Because I just didn't see like we're women, we deal in
gotcha.
feelings and emotions. Men
Yeah.
are more,
Men hide them well.
Yeah.
I've been hiding well too, but then in being a woman, you have to. Now I think about what I say because I realize that that's a human on the other side of what's coming out my mouth.
Yes.
You know, so like I'm mindful. Like I feel like me and my husband, we talk about everything, and he knows my tone and different things or whatever. But I'm still mindful that I'm not curt with how I say things to him because at the end of the day, he's human and he has feelings.
Yeah,
no matter if he knows, like, oh yeah, today ain't the day that I want to be. You can tell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
I had to clean that up,
and
too.
I try to make sure I when we're talking to one another, how we talk to one another. You know what I mean?
Yes,
I mean,
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's something I had to learn.
I can't take that. When somebody talking, all that, oh man, that drives me crazy.
What, the hands?
Yes, I be like, yo, and don't, I'm already 6'2". You know what I mean? So I'm conscious. Like, I'm conscious just from work environments. Like, I never want to be standing over somebody because I'm the big black woman, she's hollering or whatever. So I always make sure I'm on right here. And I be like, Moopin, can we sit down and talk? Because, he is a man. We just happen to see eye to eye. But I be like, can we sit down and talk? And I cannot take yelling and screaming. Because when I yelled and screamed, I knew I was hurt. You know what I mean? So that to me is like, you hurting.
Yeah.
Like, and anything for me, I was never a talker. I was looking for a stick or something. Ooh. So I don't never want to be, you remember me?
Yes.
Look, I never want to be, I don't want to be agitated because I know me, and I can feel it. When the storm is brewing in me, I'll be like, oh no, I got to go that way. You know what I mean? And I'll just walk away from a situation. But it took me a long time to get to there. You know what I mean? It's knowing me. That's why I know, like right now, I am this way because I'm the happiest I've been. I'm the happiest. This is
but that
closest
took you
to who I.
point to get to a point.
It took
Yeah,
a
it took me
process.
a
But this is
process.
what you
But
were,
I'm saying-
this is why I wanted to say, we're talking about from hurting to healing to health.
Yeah.
Because you just explained how you used to be that person that was hurting
Yes.
all the time.
Yes.
You had to go through a process of healing, and now you're the happiest you've ever
Even
been. And this is
on a,
exactly what we're talking
healthy
about.